Hello guys, in this video I'll show you a summary for the Endfield 1.3 version preview, so a too long don't read version of it. First of all, the new patch rewards have been sent to your mail. Just log into the game and claim it from mail system. With the release of the patch 1.3 we're gonna have a new map, the Sword Vault Dale, located below Chimpo Stockade, with the new enemies and a new boss, Crag Howler. Besides the new map, two new friends will join us, Mifu and Camille. Mifu is a physical guard who applies a physical susceptibility to enemies and deal high damage by consuming physical statuses to deal high crush damage. Her battle skill is very unique, which allows her to unleash up to 3 different moves in succession. Her battle skill, Chimbo Triplex, is her signature technique, able to pull small enemies or pull herself toward big enemies. If casted successfully, she can activate the second sequence of the battle skill, dealing damage, and the last hit will trigger Crush. If this Crush consumes at least 3 stacks of vulnerability, then she can trigger the third sequence of the battle skill, which will deal massive damage after cast time. This damage is considered Crush damage and it doesn't consume any vulnerability stacks. The first instance of battle skill will also refund a large amount of skill points, while the second and the third sequence consume relatively low skill points. Her combo skill can be triggered after an enemy has 3 stacks of vulnerability, and it will deal high damage, and after that you can directly trigger the second sequence of the battle skill, dealing very cool combo. This will also apply physical susceptibility. Her ultimate will forcibly launching enemies into the sky, into the air, and deal high physical damage, and after casting it, you can directly cast the second sequence of the battle skill. As long as her teammates can help her apply vulnerability stacks, then Mifu can unleash torrents of physical damage like a storm. Camille is a hit element vanguard. His combo skill and ultimate both restore a large amount of skill points. His unique point is in the battle skill can apply prolonged negative status effects such as weakened and hit susceptibility to enemies. He can also provide a link effect with his combo skill. His battle skill will summon Firefangs that fly toward enemies dealing AoE hit damage and applies hit infliction. Then the Firefang will hover around the primary target, applying weakness and hit susceptibility for long duration. If the primary target dies, then the Firefang will fly to another nearby enemy, continuing dealing hit damage and applying the same effects, so hit inflictions, weakness and hit susceptibility. Only one Firefang can exist on the field. His combo skill can be triggered when hit infliction is consumed or absorbed. The combo skill will deal hit damage and restore some skill points. If the combo skill hits an enemy affected by Firefang, then it will trigger a final explosion and gives to the team link effect that can buff the next skill damage. His ultimate will deal hit damage to enemies in a large area and applies a hit infliction to affected enemies and restores skill points. For a period after using the ultimate, his battle skill is replaced by Hunter Pursuit, which is considered a combo skill, so it doesn't consume skill points to be triggered and it will restore skill points upon hitting an enemy. Furthermore, regardless of whether the target is affected by Firefang or not, if a Hunter Pursuit hits a target, then it can grant a link effect to the team. He's a strong vanguard who weak enemies and buff allies. As long as other teammates can consume hit inflictions, he can trigger his combo skill to give a link effect. And after the ultimate, his special battle skill can provide another stack of link effect, allowing your other team members to deal massive damage. At the same time, he can help recover a lot of skill points since he's a vanguard. So the new banners are for Mifu and Camille, with also the release of 2 new weapons. Both are signature weapons for the new characters. 2 new weapons will also be added to the Protocol Pass. They are the second best weapon for Mifu and Camille. New events. First of all, with the release of new banners, we're gonna have the login event for their banner to obtain 5 repulse for each character banner. New level set for Umbra Monument to obtain rewards. New permanent game mode, Trials of Swordmancy. This can be unlocked by going to the trial arena located in the new map, Sword Vault Dale. This game mode combines risks and rewards. You will draw data plates at random on the platform. Each data plate corresponds to a group of enemies and points. For each data plate you draw, it will increase the combat level and the corresponding reward amount which is shown below. It's risky because it's not simply the more the better. When the sum of an enemy combat level is exactly 10, you will gain the maximum rewards, but when the combat points are higher than 10, the battle difficulty increases by a lot and your rewards will drop down. Successfully challenging, it will reward you with stock bills. You can level up the Trial Arena to increase the rewards and unlock a double rewards feature at level 2. Each day you have a challenge limit, and after that you will enter the free combat mode without rewards. One thing worth to mention is that you can use turrets to help you, and at the launch of the game mode there will be a time-limited rewards event with good rewards. In addition, another permanent game mode, Crisis Fragment. After defeating the final boss on the new map, you can re-challenge the boss to obtain first clear rewards. Carly has arrived at Aurylene to continue her book. By helping her complete her art book, you can obtain rewards. With the release of new map, a new guide event, Search for Swords Vault Dale, will be released. Complete the tasks like unlocking TP points, opening chests, to obtain rewards like ore berries. And now the biggest event of the patch, Contingency Contract. The battle difficulty of this game mode is defined by the players. The key to customize the difficulty is based on the selection of the test criterion. As you can see, many modifiers are displayed here, divided into 3 different rows, corresponding to 3 difficulty. Risks on bottom side gives more points, but also harder. You will need to combine different modifiers to create your own stage. There are interesting modifiers such as banning the dodge mechanic, enemies upon dying will release a poison cloud, cannot swap control operators, etc, etc. Enemies are divided into 4 waves, and there will be a healing item between each wave. And upon success challenge, you will achieve the corresponding risk. In theory, it will be like the original Arknights, where to get all the rewards you just need a relatively low amount of risks. But the fun part is you can keep challenging your limits, trying to get the highest risks possible. 7 days before the release of Contingency Contract, a sanity event called the Contingency Readiness will be released. After completing some tasks, you will receive sanity usage permits, emergency sanity boosters, gear artificing catalysts, and a coolant gel to help you prepare your operators for Contingency Contract. Brand new gear set, Grizzled Edge gear pack, and updated components for Chimpo and the Swordmancer. New cosmetics can be obtained. Quality of life changes. Now you can perform bulk gear artificing. If the artificing succeeds early, unused gears and catalysts will be refunded, so nothing is wasted. Weapon batch dismantling and the lock management function. Essence wishlist, where you can select for which weapon you're farming essence for, and at the end of a farming stage it will highlight the corresponding essence. In the quest list, the narrative event for the current version's operators will be moved more on top side and be highlighted. Keyboard, mouse and control switch logic is optimized. Regional overview added to the main interface of regional levels, where you can view all facilities of an area, their levels and what you can do with them, like upgrades. Expanded Crucible has now the function to handle blockages from multiple formulas, which is checked by default. When activated, if multiple products become blocked due to unbalanced formulas, the Crucible will immediately clear its buffer zone to ensure normal reaction progress. Backup power system implemented to provide emergency power. When enemies are online, if a certain region runs out of power, the backup power will automatically activate, temporarily providing unlimited electricity to all facilities for some period of time. It's like a buffer to keep your device running when you do adjustments. Now the Xeranite pylons and the relays within the core IC area can be connected to those outside of it. Optimization to warning visual effects for enemies outside the view site. Return to self-teach spaceship after visit a friend. Optimization to daily tasks difficulties. Future updates preview. In the next patch, so 1.4, we're going to North Uling Exclusion Zone, with the release of 2 new maps, and probably a new sub-IC, but it's just my supposition. With the release of the new maps, more mining chunks will be available. We will also receive one of the biggest updates, and a brand new industrial form, gas, will be introduced. The gas will help enemies simplify the production logic of certain products. With the new devices, we will be able to obtain Xeranite and Hetonite faster. New character will join us, and she is an idol. New game mode. The Rooted Realm is under development, where you can explore maps filled with mechanism and experience battles with various special mechanics. Camera optimization, where you can assign selectable poses to operators to make unique photos. Better selection of overlapping targets in top view mode. The ability to switch modes when placing multi-mode facilities. And when using shared ziplines, it will get automatically repaired. Story term dictionary to explain terms. That's all for this video. Hope it helped you, and see you in the next one. Bye!